Thank you so much, everyone, for taking your time out of your day and sticking with us. Had some really valuable presentations so far. Hopefully a lot of tactical advice that we're taking away, but building an audience on social and writing content and nurturing your relationships is good, but it needs to take you to the stage, hopefully, where you're making money. I think that's the goal probably of everyone here. So that's why we brought on the money-making expert, the Rainmaker, Ben over here from ClickFunnels, to close things off with talking about how to actually convert that audience into cold hard cash, into revenue. And without further ado, Ben, I'll let you take it away.
Dude, I appreciate it, Alec, good Lord. And I appreciate you having me, dude. And Tyler as well, my boy TG, we go back on, and huge fan of beehiiv and what you guys are doing. And Creator Growth Summit, your audience, why not make the rules? Okay, if you're building an audience, like we've mentioned, we love growing on Twitter, social media. If you have your own newsletter, if you have your own email list, that is an asset that you own and control forever. I've run Facebook ads throughout my career, and I've had my account shut down. Matter of fact, I have one account that's still shut down. If anybody knows how to get that, hit me up on Twitter. But I'm SOL, right? I'm totally out of luck. But if I used that to grow my newsletter and I get shut down by any ESP, good, right? Just go somewhere else. Or it's definitely, and it's giving you traffic that you can control. And that's what beehiiv does so well, why I'm a massive fan of this platform and also where they're headed. Let me see if I can control this. I might have to switch my screen back. I might just do that. Okay, cool. So anywho, what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is the secret to cloning the best salesperson on earth, which is you, and having them close sales for you 24/7 without ever getting COVID, taking vacation, calling in sick, blah, blah, blah. That's having your own sales funnel that is going to close sales whenever, right? It's replicating anyone that can sell your product and service. Spoiler alert, that's you, right? You are the creator. You are the mastermind and the person that's got so much passion behind what you do for a living. Even if it's not for a living, for a hobby, right? No one can sell yourself better than you, okay? And right now, if I were a betting man, I might guess or say that there's a gap between you and your business, right? Where you are and where you want to be. I have one myself. We all do, right? I'm striving to get certain places in my career that I'm currently not there yet, right? I'm striving towards. The human brain is a goal-oriented machine. Give me 1 second. I'm about to sneeze. This is raw. This is unedited. beehiiv gets it. Okay, now I'm not going to sneeze. Oh, that's like the worst feeling in the world. Spoiler alert, the gap where you want, it's a funnel, right? The gap between where you are and where you want to be is a sales funnel that is going to ascend, ideally, a prospect into a lead, right? Someone that you are now capturing information, they were joining your newsletter, right? That's now becoming a lead. You all have a newsletter, which is amazing. Keep growing it. I would argue you got a list full of leads, right? So let's sell to them and identifying those leads, ascending them into a customer, right? Getting them to take action and raise their hand saying, yeah, I would like to learn more about that. Yeah, that is worth the money that I'm going to pay for you in return for the value that I'm going to receive. But what separates some stuff that we're going to talk about today, building a funnel, you're going to identify those buyers and turn them into hyperactive buyers that are going to be wanting to give you money because they have received so much value from you in any type of exchange or anything that they've bought from you. They want to give you money. And Dan Kennedy said, a buyer is a buyer. If you have sold somebody to something, they will continue to buy from you unless you offend them or stop selling them something. It's that simple. That's been drilled into my brain since I was a kid by being a nerd and absorbing this stuff. And I don't think that's ever going to change. So the big secret is today, I'm going to walk you through some steps and maybe help plant some ideas of what your funnel could be. Maybe you already have one. If you do, great. Put it in the Q&A, put it in the chat. We can go over it here soon. Like Alec mentioned, after this, we can do some Q&A. So I am a human encyclopedia about this stuff. Happy to answer any questions that you have. So let's take some time after to do it. But if you have questions, throw in the chat because we will get to them, okay? And the secret behind that funnel is a value ladder. Like I mentioned, we are going to ascend our prospects into a hyperactive buyer. Now, if you've never seen this, it might be a little bit confusing, but we'll go through it a bit today. But I was talking about showing that bait, right? Getting someone to take action and do something for free, which is, right, join your newsletter. And there could be other newsletters they join in the process, but once you have them inside your newsletter, it's a phenomenal time to ascend them into a buyer. And I'm going to dive a little bit further into that. So the 3 levels of selling. And again, this is you replicating you, the best salesperson ever. That is one-to-one, right? My first job out of college was I sold payroll door-to-door for ADP. At the time, they paid 1 out of every 4 working Americans. We've got, hundreds of people on this chat. There's a handful of us that have probably been paid by ADP at one point in time of our business running payroll through them. I did door-to-door, right? I could only do as much as I could control. So I mastered one-to-many selling. That would be if I, made an offer and sold something on this webinar by chance, right? It's still using my time, but I'm now replicating myself because I'm not selling door to door. I'm not selling one-to-one. I'm selling one-to-many. So if I made an offer right now, I'm doing a presentation in front of a bunch of people, you guys might buy. Now, there's nothing for sale today. I hope you left your checkbooks at home. This is just pure instruction. But because I want to talk to you about is level 3, right? That's mastery. That's creating a sales funnel, having a newsletter, an automation sequence that's going to be selling to your leads whenever. You can automate it, all right? And my opinions are biased. Yes, they absolutely are. But I'm here to convince you that this is the best way to be selling. Why? Because you can scale on command. You can grow your newsletter while you're sleeping. Like, it can work for you. And I think that's what drew me to the internet a few years ago. Why I became so obsessed with this concept is I was like, I don't know about y'all, but I do love working, right? It's my personality too. I've dove into all those tests. It gives me joy, but I don't want to work forever. I don't want to work that hard. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, all of this is going to come to an end and I want to play more golf and spend time with my children. That's why I became obsessed with this. Like, I knew I could scale it without me having to be there. And you all on this call or watching replays, however this will be distributed, have that luxury as well. And I'm excited to share it with you. Again, the funnel is your bridge between where you are and where you want to be, right? You're filling that with your newsletter as well, but I'm here to teach you to pour gas on the fire. So real quick, who the heck am I? Why did Alec and TG even want me to be here in the first place? My name is Ben Harris. I got started selling on Amazon, actually, way back in the day when I was a young pup. But if you can see this horribly designed logo under top rated pre-workouts. I owned a company called MB Nutrition, and our flagship product was a pre-workout supplement called F16. And it was the top rated pre-workout supplement on Amazon in the United States in 2016. And it was a company that got some notoriety. We were in retail stores in my hometown in North Florida, really all over North Florida. And it was a company I was able to successfully sell in 2017. Didn't make enough money to retire. I thought I was rich till I found out what capital gains tax was, and I only owned half the business. Whole other story for another day. But really, throughout that process and a series of lucky introductions, I met Russell Brunson, who's the guy who founded the company I work for, ClickFunnels, and ascended fairly quickly within that company. Done some speaking around the world. I was lucky enough to be a part of Russell's Traffic Secrets book launch, which is a huge affiliate play. We did all kinds of stuff all across airports, podcast tours, TV stuff, and it went on to be a New York Times bestseller in March of 2020, which is super fun. I've been able to host events, speak really all over, lead some awesome teams, and there's me and Russell. And right now, I live in Boise, Idaho with my beautiful wife, Jamie, and our 2 fat bulldogs. And I got to make money because they eat a lot, and they're hungry, and they snort and snore and wrestle and all the stuff. But we're expecting actually our 5th person to the party. My wife is pregnant with a daughter we will be welcoming in June. So we're all super excited about that. That's a little bit about me. I'm going to learn a little bit about you. Russell Brunson asked me to speak on behalf of ClickFunnels today. And I actually, let me see if I can go back to the chat here real quick. If you've learned anything from Russell in your career, go ahead and put Russell in the chat. I want to see really where we're at in terms of funnelology, if you will. Okay, we're seeing some Russell here. Cool. So you guys know who he is. You studied some of his stuff, seen. Cool. Yeah, this mentor of mine, my hero, is now lucky enough to be a friend of mine, and our desks are 15 feet apart. We're just right across the glass wall from each other. Sweet. You got some of his books, .com Secrets, Traffic Secrets. Sweet. Very cool. That's awesome. I've been a fan of beehiiv. I've known Alec. I've known TG for a minute now, but we've never really done any collaboration. We've always wanted to, but it's been cool to now see there's some proof and some overlap with our brands. So maybe there's some cool stuff we'll do here in the future between ClickFunnels and beehiiv. Open loop. But Russell has taught me a ton, and he's taught us a ton. So I'm going to go through some few things that we've done together. Hopefully it's going to help you. Cheers to Russell. Here's the reality. My polar opinion, traditional websites died a long time ago, and they ain't coming back. Why? because they don't provide you with the information that you need. And here's what I mean by that, is that a website is like a brick wall. And I think I have this, I'll get to it later. I think it's later on in my slide deck, but a website's like a brick wall, right? Imagine, and actually this happens to me all the time. You're at the mall and you go into a store and somebody's, welcome in, let me know if you need any help. Like where they're not providing any direction, any instruction. And as a consumer, I'll tell you this, consumers want answers. They don't want choices. The more direct you can be, the better. And the more singular you can be, the better, right? If someone is coming to your newsletter page, it is, hey, you are going to join this one newsletter for this one outcome that I'm going to be delivering to you daily, weekly, monthly, however frequently you send it. Whereas a website, hey, welcome. You can click over here. You can click over here. Click over here. Again, a confused mind says no. Minds need directions, right? We're wired like that. And that's why ClickFunnels has been so successful, because we are directly asking our prospects and consumers what we want them to do. We're making it blatantly obvious, right? Like blatantly obvious right now, you need to have your newsletter on beehiiv. You need to sign up for your ClickFunnels free trial to help monetize in the back end. So, essentially for every one customer you get in a website, I'll 5X it. I will 5X it every day that ends in Y and get your prospects to ascend into a customer and then ascend that buyer into a hyperactive customer. We've seen it work across countless industries. For a dentist, going from a website to a funnel, right? Having a direct call to action. Now, these used to have actual statistics on them. I had to change it and put like a red X and a green check because the FTC sucks. Sue me, whatever. But so I can't provide you with the actual statistics that really did happen, but a gym owner, it's worked across that. An author, right? Selling on Amazon to now having their own book funnel. They sold so much more. A blogger, don't even get me started how much that's worked better. Financial planner. I know these gentlemen personally, their lives are changed from transferring from a website to a funnel. E-commerce sellers, right? If you want to have a big general store, by all means do it, but create a funnel as well for your top selling products. Here's another great example of a woman who used to sell in farmers markets, used to sell her soap. She's now transformed to an 8-figure giant business out in Colorado. If you want to check out MIG Soap, she's incredible because a confused mind always says no, right? We want to get to the punch, right? Time is a resource that is so finite to everybody. Like let's not waste it, right? Why beat around the bush? Let's get to the actual point, because that's the problem with a traditional website. And not trying to be mean, okay? This is hard hat Ben. This might be where this is where newsletters mess it up, okay? Being real with you, we are friends at this point. So I do want to be direct because I've seen it. Throwing up a cart, whether it's merch, a program. It's, hey, like I've got this. I'd appreciate if you'd buy it. Link in my bio. Good luck monetizing if that's your strategy. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let me ask you this. We're all friends, right? I want to be vulnerable with you. I want you to be vulnerable with me. If you feel like you've done this, hit me in the chat. Say, I've done it. I'm guilty. Because I have too. I used to sell on Amazon. Get out of here. Let me take a sip of water as he's come in. So we got some, it's guilty, done it. There's a better way to do it though. That's the good news, right? Silver lining is that it's also not your fault. And there's a better way, right? That's why Ben Harris is here today. I'm here to tell you about some of this cool stuff that we've got going on. Your visitors have no direction. If anyone's seen Silicon Valley, you'll find that GIF funny. Or GIF. What's the right way to say it? I still don't know. Visitors have no direction, right? Let's guide them to the water. Tell them where to drink, not just give them a website and hope that they figure it out and do whatever we want and it's all peaches and cream. That's not the way this works. There's a smarter way to do it. Instead, use a funnel. Pick one thing from your store. Sorry, my dog Winston is now gracing us with his presence. If you can hear him walking around, sorry. Instead, use a funnel. Pick one thing from your store and design it this way. All right. Here's a funnel example. I'm lucky enough to call him a friend now. His name is Trey Llewellyn, and he used ClickFunnels to sell flashlights. And again, why would I ever want to do that? I think I never would, but he sold a lot of flashlights. Heavy direct response marketing, brilliant copywriter. But what made it work is he also sold other products that would go with it. And here is another hard hat Ben truth to you, is that no product is created perfect. Even yours, right? Whatever you have inside of your store right now, whatever you're selling, it's not perfect. Even in my opinion, the greatest product of all time, the iPhone, the thing breaks, right? That's why OtterBox exists. I got a case on this. I drop this shit all the time and it freaking breaks. So thankfully, there's now a product that goes with it that they should upsell and take commission. And that's a whole nother story. But Selling batteries, selling case, maybe selling a warranty, having recurring revenue attached to it is something that you should be looking at as well. And I'm going to walk you through some of our examples. But first, we've got some other ones. Flex tape, FiberFix was something that was just struggling along. They actually brought Russell, this is a true story, to consult and build this. And this is still live today. If you want to go, it's FiberFix, I think, to look at this funnel that they have for their top selling product that increased their average order value by 250%, like overnight too, because you're getting buyers to come in. All of you are. You have a newsletter that's growing. You have a brand that's growing. People want to buy from you because you're you and you are providing value to them. That's a law of reciprocity, right? I want to give you value. You give me money back. FiberFix was already doing this on the back end, helps them make a heck of a lot more money because guess what? A buyer's a buyer, right? They'll continue to buy from you. In fact, they want to. So it's our duty to give it to them. Funnels can sell a lot of books. I'm going to go through this, but before I do, done it. Yep. Oh, Shirley, you got booted out. Hope you're back in now. Has anyone here, you guys are authors, right? Because you own newsletters. Anyone here sell a book? Does anyone here have a book they want to sell? Maybe a two-part question. Either yes, works for that. Take another sip of water. Let me see our attendance on here. Oh, I just got the chat wrong. Okay, I got it back now. Sweet. Cool. Let me see. Scroll all the way down here. Oh, cool. Writing a book. Yes. Awesome. Super cool. Yes. Not successfully though. Yet. Latter day. Yet. I have no doubt in my mind. You own a newsletter. You could easily be a successful author with all kinds of even tools now with AI. Come on, man. I definitely know you can be successful. Also, because you should copy this model, what I'm about to show you. Funnels for Russell and for our company. One, it's been a massive catalyst for growing our software. And secondly, we've sold hundreds of thousands of copies, maybe millions if I actually checked. It's helped a ton of people, right? Even before I got into this, a few of you in the chat talked about what you had done with Russell's teachings. You've read some of his books, you've done some stuff, which is awesome. And I think you should maybe take a page out of this playbook and copy it for yourself. We still do to this day. A book grew a software. Who would have known such a concept, right? We did it through advertising. Now, the good news for you is you guys are probably growing organically using beehiiv's growth engines. You definitely should. If you're not, tap into that. It's free growth, basically, right? You can self-liquidate and do it both ways. Or if you don't want to self-liquidate, spend an extra $50 a month. Spend an extra $50 a week. So you don't have $50 a week, drive Uber. Right? There's a million different ways to make $1 million. Get in there and use their growth engine. They've got some incredible advertising tools, but we bought ads. And now I'll get into, even if you're going to be doing it organically, this is actually better for you. True story. So we were running advertisements to a book and free plus shipping. So essentially the book is free. It's not, but that's how we pitched it. And you pay the stamp cost, right? Of $9.95, we'll ship it to you. Just put a spin on it, right? It's still, our overhead doesn't cost us $9.95 to make one of the books. But on Meta, Facebook, YouTube, all the advertising we were doing at the time, this is before TikTok, but it was charging us about $30 on average to sell a $9 book, which if you want to zoom out and think about it, years, you're sure we could probably break even on that, right? We ascend 15 to 20% of these book buyers to sign up for a ClickFunnels free trial. Half of them stick on for 6 months. If you look at what the overall lifetime value of those buyers would be, sure, I think we could break even. But our company is bootstrapped. We didn't have any funding. We didn't have any big checking accounts. We were running this thing on credit cards and our personal savings. We had to break even from day one. We had to do things smarter, which is why this became such a big thing and why it was invented. But long story short, we bought ads, $23 to sell a $10 book. We're down, right? We haven't broke even yet. But 30 of these people bought a book. Oh, in this example, it's $7.95. We have since upped it $2. I'm sorry, inflation. Don't blame me. But our average order right there, $7.95 you see, right? So that's where we're at so far. But remember, this is a funnel. So 13% of these people are saying yes to buy a $7.95. So maybe if you're driving from your newsletter, you don't have any overhead right now, but hang with me. So you can see here on the right side, our average cart value, ACV, was $7.95. Before I keep going, let me know if I'm going too fast. If I am, say slow down. But if not, I'll keep going. I want to make sure everyone's picking up on this. Zan, I'm glad you asked. Great question. I'm happy to address all of that. Seriously, I appreciate that. Okay. Zan, don't let me forget to address that. I want to talk to you. Cool. So $7.95, but we took people through an upsell flow. which consisted of two things. It consisted of order bumps and then OTOs, which stands for a one-time offer. So as people were typing in their credit card, we had a $37 order bump. And you can see here on the left-hand side, yes, Russell, upgrade my order, which essentially took the contents of this book and put it into a course form. Other people want to consume content differently, so we packaged it accordingly and sold them 2021, basically 20.8% of these people took that order bump, which gave them that course. So now our average order value, average cart value, is $15.65. Not bad, right? We're almost doubling the money that we're making just from having a silly checkbox, just an order bump. And you can see here on the bottom right-hand side, this is the full funnel. So we've got our free book, $7.95, order bump, $37, but we're not stopping there. So here, and this is before audiobooks were like super mainstream. If we were to redo this funnel now, which we actually are, if you want expertsecrets.com, it's coming out soon. We'd do it differently, but audiobooks were not, Audible wasn't really a thing when we launched this, but we had an audiobook for $97, which came with some other stuff too. It wasn't just the recordings that Russell read, but almost 10% of those people wanted that. So they're buying the book, some are getting the order bump, some are getting this audiobook. So now our average cart value is $25.27. It's just making sense now. You can start to see how you could do this and offer other things to your customers. But we had a second order bump, a second OTO one-time offer that was the Expert Evolution, which again was a lot of content over decades and decades of stuff that Russell knows, really compacted into how to become an expert in your field. Even if you don't have experience, a lot of people are like, how do I sell my expertise? I'm a beginner. And one of my friends, and I've actually been lucky enough to become close to him. He lives here in Boise. He used to sell stuff on eBay. Is eBay still a thing? I think it is. But he started making an extra $100 a week. So $400 a month, $100 a week selling stuff on eBay. Turn that into a course of how to make an extra $100 a week by selling crap in your house. And that went on to sell over $10 million in infomercials way back in the day. So he wasn't an expert. He just did something, right? So that's all it takes. And this goes into that. But that course, $297, 4% take rate on that. So now our average cart value is $37. Remember, we're paying $23 to sell that book. Now our average is $37. That's how we play this game, right? Between every sale, we're making $14 in profit and we're getting a customer. And guess what? They are now seeing ads for our software because it was a continuity play. We wanted them to become a buyer before they ever saw anything about paying us $97 a month. Does that make sense to everybody? So that was what we went through with paid media for you. Instead of this, I don't know if you can see my cursor, the $23 CPA, you guys have your newsletter, right? Use all the beehiiv tools to grow your newsletter and other stuff and instructions that I'm sure they've been teaching today. Use Twitter, organic content, use X, organic content, etc. Grow your newsletter that way. And then you ascend them once they're inside your ecosystem. Then you ascend them once they're inside your ecosystem. Felt like saying that twice. But that's how we played this game. So if you could do a machine, putting $1 in the beehiiv machine, you're getting $2 out. How many times did you do it? I'd max out every card I have. Let's run it up. And that's how we grew as a company. That's how we were able to compete with other brands that had VC funding and all kinds of stuff. That's how we won, ultimately. How many dollar signs are in this? And the second sale was 100% profit, right? We got a book buyer, then they bought ClickFunnels, right? Then they joined our mastermind, and they did other stuff. They ascended that value ladder that I showed you at the beginning, right? From prospect to lead to customer, to hyperactive customer. People that have been with us for over 10 years now because of that. Some other examples, we've got Expert Secrets. Here's someone that built like a credit card knife thing. I can't believe people buy it, but guess what? They do. Again, I got FiberFix in there. Random cufflinks that people used as a lead magnet, all kinds of different real estate flipping courses, and then some other stuff that Russell's done way back in the day, perfect webinar, stuff like that. Back to this funnel example, right, as a flashlight. And here's one thing I want to show everybody, and by no means is this graph correct. It's just for visual representation, but as the company has grown, it's all been through different funnels that we had. At the beginning, we did a lot of JV webinars, ran those funnels for years, .com secrets. the ClickFunnels affiliate program, which was fueled by a funnel called Affiliate Bootcamp. That was a really cool lead magnet that went into how to be a ClickFunnels affiliate. That was a great training tool for people who wanted to sell ClickFunnels to earn commission, but also it was a good lead magnet for ClickFunnels. Expert Secrets, I just walked you through that funnel. If anyone here has ever done the One Funnel Away Challenge, which was amazing, the Your First Funnel Challenge with Damon John did super well. All of these are different funnels. And I know, make fun of me, I'm in on this stuff, whatever, you're one funnel away. Like you are. I've seen it. I've seen it happen plenty of time. So my question to you is, what's your next funnel? Does anybody, can we throw some stuff in the chat here? Your next funnel, what would be the flagship product that you wanted in that? Let me see it. Yeah, for Saad's question, is there any way to have a funnel, but also have it look really polished, like a website? Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, we've got so many good templates inside ClickFunnels and just some amazing graphic designers in our community that would be happy to help you. So we've got one-on-one coaching, acting mentorship. I wanted to be an actor as a kid. I actually auditioned one time as a voice actor for Brutus, who was a 7-foot gorilla in high school. It was a cartoon. I didn't get it. Never got a call back. It's okay. I'm not over it. Fashion designer, your book. Heck yeah, Annie. Hopefully you got some good nuggets here. Software program, poker course. That's super interesting. I suck at poker, but I bet your course could teach me. Teach course, ChatGPT AI for women. Sunday, I love how you niche down there. ChatGPT, a lot of people have that, even going in for women, making a complete guide, one-on-one coaching. Alex, we've got some links in here. Okay. Biological farm projects, one-on-one travel programs, coaching, ChatGPT prompts. That'd be a really good lead magnet. Back in the day, I had a lead magnet called Subject Line Shortcuts that tell you how to write email subject lines. I should probably do some AI prompts with that. Toastmasters. Heck yeah. Super cool. Sorry, I'm reading everybody. Didn't mean to. All right. I'll have to catch up. We got some awesome stuff. Safety boots. Heck yeah. So I just got a couple more here and we can dive into some Q&A. Oh yeah. If you sign up today, here's a gift that I wanted to have, right? With every good presentation comes a bribe, right? My secondary email, I can't give my other one because my inbox will get flooded. Ben.com. Start a ClickFunnels trial. Dive into it, right? Pour gas on the fire that you've already started with building these newsletters and continue utilize the engine that beehiiv gives you and monetize in the back end. Start your trial today. Email me that you were at this summit. Our team will monitor that. My team monitors it. I'll send you a copy of Expert Secrets because everybody here has a message they need to share with the world. That's why you started a newsletter. You made a great decision by doing that. Congratulations. I want to give you some free content. It's going to help you monetize in the back end. I really think you'll like it. This book is incredible, and I think you'll love it. With that being said, Alec, Tyler from beehiiv, everyone that's been involved with this, I'm a massive fan of the movement you are creating, what you are doing. I wanted to, say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys having me on. I opened the loop here, some cool stuff that we may do together here in the future. I know we want to do a little bit of Q&A. I can scroll here because I did have some questions in the chat and I appreciate everyone's participation. This has been lively too. So I'm going to, 1 second, my laptop is at like 9%. Let me get my charger. It's right here. And then let's do some Q&A if we've got time to. Do you guys mind?
Awesome. Wow. First off, thanks so much, Ben. That was an awesome presentation. And also the energy we needed to close this thing out.
Cool, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, I think we have some good questions in here. The one that I think caught my eye, which I know you wanted to go back to, I think his name was Zan, I believe.
Yeah, for sure.
So let me see if I can find the exact question and I got it here also now. I'll just put it on the stream so we can take a look at it.
I'll read it out loud. So it goes, Ben, I never understood how funnels even work. In my opinion, they even look a bit like a scam. Fair point. They look bad. Oh, crap. My reading comprehension level is like at a 4th grade. But I got the point. Zan, really, maybe you say you feel like it's been a scam because do people use them for bad? I would argue yes, right? There's a lot of just dog shit that's out there. Or even people enrolling, like my aunt in a subscription, she's buying something that she saw on Facebook and she doesn't know she's enrolling in a subscription. In my opinion, that would be a scam, right? Like you should go to jail for that. And thank God the FTC is now cracking a little bit down on it with a lot of claims and guarantees and certain things like that. But here's what I will tell you with utter confidence is I've got decades of literature down here, and I would suggest that you study Russell and study Dan Kennedy, but some of the best brands of all time have always effectively used upsells because you do 2 things at one time. You help your customer, giving them more of what they need, and you're also increasing your average order value so that you can spend more on ads and spend more to grow your brand. And I could not encourage it enough for any author, expert, newsletter owner to start using upsells in your business. And that's what a funnel is, right? In my opinion, a funnel is everything. But
I was going to say, like, a funnel is really like the concept of funnel is how digital marketing is done in every format. There is no form of digital marketing that I know of that is not in some level a funnel. And so what that funnel looks is, it can vary. And what you described is like a variation, and ClickFunnels has like a specific like philosophy and like a framework for that. But the fact that many of you are here today is part of the beehiiv funnel. Like our funnel is largely attract through content and interactive experiences, whether it's a lead magnet, whether it's a quiz, a demo, a webinar. And some of those people who attend these will find something valuable, will see that we know what we're talking about, will be in the market, and will then sign up for beehiiv. And then
100%.
And then our next stage of the funnel is the trial, and then you buy. And so it's not a secret. We don't necessarily talk about that all the time in front of customers, but it's not a secret. That's just like how it is. And so we run a funnel. Every company you work with online or you're going to see online runs a funnel. It just comes down to what that funnel actually looks like. And yeah, a lot of times like digital products like that or physical products even can benefit from like the tripwire, the upsell, the whole Ryan Dice. I don't know. He's the one who introduced me to it. I don't know if he pioneered it, but.
Yeah. So even EJ, would you say, how would you directly answer that question too? Would you say that funnels are a scam? How would you defend it?
No, I would say that I think you handled it perfectly. Saying funnels are a scam or like saying businesses are a scam. It's like there are businesses that run scams, and those businesses should, like you said, should be thrown in jail or whatever. Because a car gets into a car accident doesn't mean it's the concept of a car is a bad concept. It means that like the driver was bad and made a bad decision. But like a funnel is a way to get where you're going, and as a concept that I personally don't think can be good or bad in that way. It can be used for good or bad, but at the end of the day, it's neutral as a concept.
No question. Yeah, that answer was way better than what I gave. Everyone listen to EJ. Oh, cool. Yeah. Do we by chance have anything else to address or question, stuff like that?
One of the things I see like constantly being repeated, people are wondering about are more like the aesthetics. I think a lot of people are like saying they don't really think the aesthetics of a funnel or a typical funnel can really compete with that of their website.
Good question. Especially if you're used to something like beehiiv, I'll admit it's a lot prettier than some of the stuff that we've built back in the day, but there's a two-part answer to this. One, I'll be negative and I'll be positive. You would be shocked that you've seen some of the conversion rates that we've had on funnels that look gross. The most disgusting looking web page you'll ever see, but guess what? It converts higher. Why? I don't know. But our job as marketers is to test, and those are the results that we've always seen. But also being more aesthetically pleasing. If you haven't been inside ClickFunnels lately, we've just completely re-engineered the UI, and we have a new logo that we launched this month. And there's a lot better templates in there that will accomplish that. But I guess I'll say that with a caveat, like in my career, the uglier stuff is converted better. So I'm in business to make money and to sell stuff for a profit, but I also do want to look pretty and be on brand. I totally respect that. So my advice would be to test, right? You can A/B test inside beehiiv, inside ClickFunnels. Let our market decide, right? They are, at the end of the day, our boss. They could fire us by any second if people stop deciding to buy beehiiv. They stop deciding to buy ClickFunnels. We're all out of a job. So let's let them decide, not us.
Totally agree. And I think that a lot of what you brought up is really because a lot of people equate design with like effectiveness and like performance. And that's not always the case. Like having worked in the agency world prior to beehiiv, there was this whole class of like clients that would come to us being a performance agency trying to improve the performance of their business or their funnel online or whatever. And they would have come to us from an agency that built them a beautiful website, but didn't convert. It was not built with conversion in mind. It was built with aesthetics in mind. And it plays on a logical heuristic that is not necessarily the most intuitive thing, where if you go to a page, like, and we use this a lot with like beehiiv landing pages where we're collecting users' subscription email. If you go to a page where the only option is either to bounce or subscribe, and it's very basic, may not look super fancy or pretty, you're almost always going to have a much higher conversion rate on that kind of page than if you make it dressed up. And that's something that like we have run into some conflict with users because our whole heuristic North Star has been like high performance and collect the email, convert as much as possible. And then people come to us with like ideas of what they want. And of course we have to facilitate. But a lot of times if you just have a page that's got like the headline, the positioning statement, like the value proposition, and then just a field to collect just the email, one, logically, that's always going to convert better than if you collect first name, last name, and email, because filling out one field is always going to convert more than filling out 3 fields. You're just always going to have, even if it's 1%, you're always going to have some drop off. And when you introduce more elements, if you introduce testimonials, for example, somebody scrolls down to read the testimonials, some amount of people are going to then scroll down and then bounce because they got distracted or they saw something that they didn't like or they had a judgment about whoever the testimonial was from. And so you should test these things. But like we did that exact test. We actually, for one of our things, we ran a page with testimonials underneath the fold, and it performed way worse. Moved it because like it didn't help. And so testing will always get you to the right place. And that's where sometimes there's a balance. Sometimes we say, hey, we want this to look prettier, and it may not perform as well, but it performs 90% as well. But the branding benefits exist. So we're going to forego 10% growth for better brand recall or better branding or what have you.
Very well said.
Cool. Any other questions, guys, or should we bring this thing home? Cool. Looks like we're going to bring it home. I made the decision.
Yeah.
Oh, this is their event. I shouldn't make that decision.
Yeah. But gentlemen, yeah, thank you so much. Again, I appreciate you guys having me on. I'll let y'all close it out, but grow your Beehiiv newsletter and give back. So I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Ben.